Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Let's Max Warframe, where today we're going full on Dakka when we check out the newest primary in the game, introduced in update 20, and that is the Tenora. The Tenora can be found in the clan dojo under the Tenora lab, while the research costs aren't that bad at all. Currently I've got honestly no idea what it takes to build the weapon after the research is done. But what I do know is that once you've got it built, you've got a weapon with 23 damage a shot. The majority of that comes in puncture with 9.2, and 6.9 as both impact and slash. Like a ton of weapons recently, we've got a primary and a secondary fire mode. The primary fire mode fires a steady stream of shots, like a standard rifle. However, unlike any other rifle, the longer that you hold down the trigger, the weapon becomes more and more accurate, which is actually kinda cool. That accuracy increase though isn't enough to negate heavy caliber, however I did try that one, and the shots still go all over the place. The primary fire though comes with 25% crit chance, 200% crit damage multiplier, plus an OK status chance of 15%. Because of the way the primary fire works, with it having a spool up time but then a decent fire rate when it's fully spooled up, that status chance can actually be used to spread procs around fairly reasonably, much in the same way like the Krakata does. The secondary fire though is a little bit different. Instead of firing a burst of shots, it charges for roughly 1 second, consumes 10 ammo to fire a single high damage shot, much like a sniper rifle. This shot is 100% accurate, so will always go exactly where you want it, although heavy caliber makes a mess of that, much like it does most things. But this shot, what it does is that it sacrifices a bit of status chance, dropping to just 11%, however instead it increases its crit chance all the way up to 33%, and the crit damage multiplier up to 300%. So while the base damage of the shot doesn't change at all, the extra crit damage really pushes that damage super high. And with it being so accurate, you can easily pull off headshots, giving you the extra damage on those already crazy crits. It's not immune to some downsides though. The increasing accuracy mechanic promotes holding down the trigger longer than you really need to, and the secondary fire taking 10 ammo to fire a single shot, so as you can imagine this can lead to some serious ammo issues, to the extent where either carrier and ammo case, or an ammo mutation might be something you want to invest into. And if you want to try and conserve ammo with like trying to fire in bursts, you're going to be constantly bouncing off that spool up time and losing the accuracy increase. So with all of this in mind, how did I end up modding the weapon? Well, I went with a 5-former build, building for both status and crit. When I added all 5 former as V polarities, in those went Serration, Split Chamber, Shred to help with the spool up plus the punch through, then crit chance and crit damage mods. 2 dual stats of your choice. I went with Corrosive here to help strip armor, and the final mod is one of personal preference. The way I formatted this leaves a slot open to a bunch of options. Bladed rounds is my personal preference for more crit damage while you're aimed down sights, which I do a lot. You can either go with Argon Scope if you're confident of keeping headshots up. Rifle ammo mutation fits in here without needing polarity. Another elemental would work as well. The choice is yours. The other mods on the weapon I would say are kind of necessary, but that final one can be played around with. But bladed rounds is definitely my recommendation here. The reason I mod for status is that with just over a 50% status chance and a fire rate of 15 rounds a second, you can imagine that you're going to be proccing status pretty often, so effectively 7 rounds a second you're going to be proccing status. And crit status hybrids are definitely the way to go if you can manage to pull it off. So after the former and playing with it a fair bit, what did I think of the Tenora? Well, you know what? I actually kind of like it. For the most part, the weapon itself is actually pretty solid. I can deal with level 80 and 90 enemies pretty easily, which is top end sortie level. You don't really need to go much higher than that. And while it doesn't put out the same amount of damage that a top end crit rifle like the Soma Prime will do, it can still handle itself in whatever situation you need it. Mow down the squishy stuff with primary fire, nail those heavier units with charge shots to the face. The weapon really promotes working with both fire modes to be able to keep things going. Naturally, a concern I had before I started leveling was how different this weapon would actually feel from the other automatic weapons, but it actually feels pretty damn good. I liked it a lot. The only criticism I have of it, to be honest, is that the weapon sounds kind of weak. It's a rotary minigun style weapon. I don't know why it sounds like a cap gun or something. It's really underwhelming and definitely something I wish had more oomph to it. But other than that, the looks of it is pretty damn amazing. Plus it was oddly satisfying to play with. Do I think it's worth maxing out and whacking some former on there? Yeah, I do. It's pretty cool to be honest. Even better, with a neutral ribbon disposition, you could actually get a pretty solid ribbon on here and really push the damage output that much higher. So I hope you've enjoyed my super duper tired, quick look at the Tenora, it's a solid and decently fun rifle. I'm going to have the video for the Pandero done later today, maybe tomorrow morning, after I've grabbed a few hours of sleep. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.